As the second wave of COVID-19 hit India, individuals like Hiyavi Saigal and Vibhu Sharma stepped up to help people amid an acute shortage of oxygen, beds, medicine and home equipment. From verifying all the information on social media to providing assistance with resources, the duo were on duty 24/7 in order to be able to share information and assist those in need. NewsX proudly recognizes Vibhu Sharma and Hiyavi Saigal. Hello and welcome to our special show, Second Wave Superheroes. I'm Priyanka Sharma and joining me today on the broadcast are Hiyavi Saigal and Vibhu Sharma. Hiyavi and Vibhu, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Hi.
Miss Hiyavi, for you, the second wave of COVID-19 had hit home. Tell us about the experience and how did that experience change you?
When I had started doing all of this, my maternal side of my family, both my grandparents were super critical. Nobody was prepared. I was out there looking for hospitals. There were no hospital beds, and it did take me about 2 to 3 days to get them the care that they needed. And it changed me in a way that I knew what people were going through because I saw what it was like out there. And I wanted to help people. As soon as I realized what I can do, I just started verifying information. My number got circulated. People started calling me for medicines, beds, oxygen. It did change me in a way where I did learn patience as well, because it takes a huge toll on you as well, because you're going through so much at home and you're going through, and you know the world and India is going through so much and you want to help people. And to put myself first at some point, like to say, okay, today I need to take 5 minutes, only then I can help 10 more people. So it taught me patience and a lot of empathy for sure.
Mr. Vibhu, tell us about the relief efforts undertaken by you, Hiyavi, and your entire team during the second COVID second wave. And could you also elaborate on the task force efforts towards helping the rural community?
Well, task force. So it's fairly started with the same way for like the way it started for Hiyavi. It may have not started the same way for me. They started with friends getting into trouble at home, finding things for their loved ones, to which I just started helping a friend or two, and then the other one asked the first one where you got this assistance from, and then so on. It's just the word spread, and next thing you know, you were actually so deep in it that you were spending 12 to 16 hours a day just sitting and verifying information about, be it for hospital beds, be it for oxygen, be it for oxygen filling stations, to anything and everything. It was just a part of the whole thing. So we never really looked at it as an organization or a team, but yeah, with the network just established, if I didn't need something, I would go to Hiyavi and she would give it to me. If she would need something, I may be able to assist her. And similar fashion, it just kept on growing.
Okay.
So also how it grew was that there was so much help needed that we needed volunteers.
Right.
It wasn't a one-person job. The first 2 days when I was doing it alone, there was no sleeping or eating. And even then you couldn't help all the people that needed help. And that's when I reached out to people that I do need volunteers.
Right.
And I segregated them in different departments, that you do beds and you do oxygen refilling and you do oxygen cans or whatever, and that's how it helped. So if someone came up to me, I could quickly say, okay, yes, this is verified, you can take this. And that helped a lot, I think. Just having so many people come together, it was an entire network of people.
On that note, how can someone join in as a volunteer?
You can easily Instagram us, you can email us, and we reply back because we do need people.
Right.
We never say no if we think it's genuine, and I also try to see if the person is emotionally available for it, because it can take an emotional toll. You need to be very strong-headed to do this. It is not for the weak, especially in the beginning. Now that we're raising funds for rural India, it's easier. But in the beginning, it really wasn't for somebody who was going through something or could be triggered.
Absolutely. Also, my last question to both of you would be, when you're addressing SOS calls and you're spending about 4 to 16 hours on phone addressing these needs, addressing these requests, how do you maintain your sanity and how do you take care of your well-being? How did you do it?
My head was just flat blank. It was after listening to stories one after another. It really does take a toll in your head, but you cannot let that bother you, because if you let that bother you and you take your, I mean, if that's personal opinion, if you take that time off, you're actually wasting that time or in using that time and helping so many others that you can. So it was just kept yourself, keep going, and yeah, just didn't stop.
I think for me, it was to keep my grief in check because I had lost my father. The first 3, 4 days, I didn't. And then I quickly realized that I do need to take my time. I do need to put my phone off and sleep. I need to take my 20 minutes to eat a proper meal. And that's the only way I could help other people, because sometimes it would get so overwhelming. Somebody would call me, and for 2 seconds, I would be blank. I'd be like, what did they just say? And those, just taking my tea break, taking my lunch break, and just breathing, just breathing or meditating or talking to a friend, whatever helps you. That's what kept me sane. And I realized very quickly that it needs to be done, because it started showing in my, like, on my face, that I'm not okay and that I need to be taken care of as well.
Absolutely. And it's people like you, it's the collective effort that I think saved India, saved the community. Well, it's a huge thank you from our team, from the country. And thank you so much for joining us on the show and, sharing your journey with us.
Thank you so much.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.